After dinner, we stayed in the cloister. Chris said that a bus would meet the first load of delegates in the early morning. There would be delegates coming in on 3 different planes, and our lives would change radically as we were joined by 30 or more different people from all over the world, except behind the Iron Curtain. You will be amazed how quickly you'll come to know them, Chris said, how soon they will seem like family, as we are family around this table. But there will be 4 more tables, Noreen said, wiping her face. The breeze was hot. The air so heavy it was tangible. This heat has got to break soon, Chris said. And then we will insist on swimming at the scheduled time. Vi, please, in the middle of the day? Vi put her hands together, bowing. Yes, master. Then we sang for a while, ending with Saranam. For those who have gone, for those who stay, for those who come following the way, be guest and guide both night and day, Saranam, Saranam, Saranam. Omeo walked with me back to the dormitory and down the length of the long hall to my room. My room alone for this one last night. As I turned to open the door, he took my hands. Would you want never to have had these days together, before everybody comes, never to have become friends? Of course not, it's been marvelous. Isn't it still marvelous? It will go on being marvelous. And lo, we are a large instead of a small family. Omeo had never promised me anything except friendship, and that was still his offering to me. The intensity of the experience with the kayak was part of that friendship. I had been greedy, grasping. Everything Rennie had warned me I had fallen for, if not actually, at least potentially. I felt small and chastened. Chastened. Omeo looked at me questioningly. It's still marvelous, I said. Would I want never to have met Max? Never to have had my horizons expanded? Would I truly want to eradicate all the good times because of one terrible time? Yes, it was terrible. Max insane with alcohol and pain and fear. But would I wipe out all the rest of it for that moment of dementia? If I wanted Max as goddess, as idol, then yes, I would have to destroy it. But not if I wanted Max as a human being, a vibrant, perceptive human being who saw potential in me that I hardly dared dream of. Not if I wanted Max as she was, brilliant but flawed. Perhaps the greater the brilliance, the darker the flaw. And what about Ursula? Surely Ursula had given me the best, with open generosity, not threatened by Max's love of me. Why was I able to feel compassion for Zachary, who was selfish, who belonged to a world of power and corruption, and who had nearly killed me? Why didn't I want to wipe Zachary out? And now I knew that I no longer wanted to wipe Max out. To wipe Max out was to wipe out part of myself. Good night, my Polly, Omeo said. I got ready for bed and worked on my school journal. I was in the middle of a sentence when there was a great flash of lightning coming through the slats in the shutters, followed immediately by thunder, and the heartbreaking storm struck. I closed my notebook. This was not the kind of violence one could write through. There was a knock at my door and Millie came in. Are you all right, Polly? Yeah, fine. This is going to break the heat. And that was heat-breaking storm, not heartbreaking storm. You're not afraid? No. Would you like me to stay with you for a few minutes till the worst is over? These storms never last long. Millie was nervous over man-made power failure, but not a storm caused by nature. She had come to me not because she was afraid, but because she thought I might be. Yes, please, Millie, I said. The lights went out. Millie reached over and took my hand. Ahoy! We heard Frank's voice outside, and he came in with a flashlight and a handful of stubby candles. Chris has these for all of us. He came in, and we saw that Vi and Bashamuth were with him. He lit candles for us, placing them on desks and chests of drawers. In a moment, Noreen came in, and Vi beckoned her to join her on the spare bed. Millie began to sing, her voice unwavering through the crashing of the thunder. Chris came in and stood in the doorway, looking at us with his gentle smile, and Noreen pulled him in, and Omeo offered him one of the desk chairs. All of us sing, Millie ordered, and we sang until the storm was over, and cool air came in, even through the cracks of the shutters. Bashamuth stood up and yawned and said goodnight. Yes, it is time, Chris said. Tomorrow will be a busy day. Frank held out his hands to Vi. Omeo left with them. Chris stood looking down at me, sitting on the bed. Bless you, Polly. Good night. I felt somehow as though at last I'd been allowed to pass the outer gates of Epidaurus and into the sacred precincts. Millie stood and stretched. Good night, little one. It's cooler. Much. We may even need our blankets. You'd better not open the shutters anyhow. Did you light your bug coil? I will. Millie bent down and kissed me, and then went to her room. I lit the coil, blew out the candle which remained. The darkness was lifted by the lightness in the air.